Welcome back to The Rundown. I'm your host, Matthew Stell. We've got a lot of news to cover today, so let's get started. This week, President Trump and Kim Jong-un meet again face-to-face for the second time in Vietnam. The summit follows an historic first round of talks in Singapore on last year. The two leaders are expected to discuss denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula as well. Few were surprised that Kim decided to travel by train from his country to Vietnam, a journey that was nearly 2,500 miles, taking 2 days to complete. This trip was an ode to his grandfather, Kim Il-sung, who would travel by train to Vietnam and Eastern Europe. Expectations are high for the two leaders as they build on the promises made in Singapore. President Trump said, quote, "I don't want to rush anybody. As long as there's no testing, we're happy." In Venezuela, Univision staffers, including journalist Jorge Ramos, have been released and will be deported after being detained at the presidential palace in Caracas. The network said Ramos was interviewing embattled Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, who did not like the questions Ramos was asking, specifically when Ramos showed Maduro a video of young Venezuelans eating out of a garbage truck. The network says that the government confiscated their equipment and is in possession of the tapes from the interview. Ramos and his team arrived in Miami safely on Tuesday afternoon. On last week, Bernie Sanders announced that he will be running for president again in 2020. Sanders enters the already crowded Democratic race as a front-runner, but some believe that he should instead run as an independent in an effort to prevent a split in the party, somewhat similar to what happened in 2016. Rundown contributor Maryali Gonzalez gives us a look at the candidates and what we can expect within the next year.
Thank you, Matthew. And other news, with a year still ahead until the presidential election, many Democrats have officially announced their candidacy for the 2020 presidential race. As of now, there are 12 Democrats and 2 Republican candidates. The 2 Republican candidates are current President Donald J. Trump, who plans to continue fighting for border security, and William F. Well, who wants to create a moderate immigration reform. As for the Democrats, these are a few of the candidates. Julio Castro, who was House Secretary under the Obama administration and Mayor of San Antonio. His focus is on universal pre-kindergarten, Medicare for all, and an immigration reform. Next is Senator and former Mayor of Newark, Cory Booker. His focus is on criminal justice. Former Congressman from Maryland, John Delaney, is endorsing liberal causes though he has pitched himself as a bipartisan problem solver. Women have also joined the 2020 presidential race. The senator from Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren, had an event earlier this month announcing her candidacy. She is targeting the middle-class people and wants income equality for all. This list continues with Kamala Harris, senator from California, whose signature issues are middle-class tax cuts and liberal civil rights. The most recent candidate is Bernie Sanders, who was also a candidate in 2016 presidential elections. The 77-year-old senator from Vermont is allocating for Medicare for all and free public college. During the 2016 election, Sanders had a strong influence among young voters. We will continue to follow this presidential race as it starts to unfold as we approach the 2020 presidential elections. Back to you, Matthew.
Thanks, Maryali. Last week, the First Vatican Summit on Child Abuse was hosted by Pope Francis. The summit discussed responsibility, transparency, and accountability with video testimonies from sex abuse victims, working group discussions, and a closing mass by the Pope. Cardinal Daniel DiNardo, president of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, has promised unyielding vigilance and an intensification of the 2002 Dallas Charter for the Protection of Young People, which currently governs how U.S. dioceses are to handle sexual abuse allegations against priests. The Pope called for concrete and effective measures, and while saying that the church must always respond to the voices of survivors. A Houston area dad has been charged with a felony injury to a child after slapping his stepdaughter's 12-year-old bully. The wife of the suspect says that his emotions got the best of him and that he took it a tad too far. But what do UH students think? Ejiofor is our man on the street to get some opinions.
Hey there, Cougs. It's Ejiofor, and I'm with Coug TV at the UC, and I'm here to find out how students feel about the father who slapped his daughter's bully across the face. Let's go find out. Did you think the father went too far?
Yeah, I think someone, probably if it was at school setting, probably an administrator could have handled the situation.
Like a teacher should have done something first. What would you say if I told you that the teachers did nothing?
Oh, what kind of school is being run there then?
I just think there was a better way to handle that situation than that. So.
You think he probably could have gone to another adult first, maybe like a teacher?
Yeah, a teacher, the school board, the other child's parents, something like that.
I think the father did. He might have like some mental health problem.
There's just another way to address the problem. Like, yeah, it's like if it's something serious as like violence, like from a child to another child, then no, that's gotta stop right there. 'Cause then the kid who is doing the bullying is gonna think that's fine.
What would you have done if it was your daughter in this situation?
In my situation, I would definitely have gone to an adult first and not taken matters into my own hands, because I'm sure there's a lot of legal issues now involved with the parent and the child.
I mean, I wouldn't have slapped the kid, but, you know.
Are you sure?
I mean, I would have probably wanted to if he did all of that to, like, my daughter, but I wouldn't have slapped him. I mean, you're still an adult, so a child is still kind of learning no matter how many. It's really hard. He did that to his daughter, but, you know, he should have definitely. I mean, you shouldn't have slapped the parents, but, you know, at least done something else other than slap the kid.
And how do you think bullying in school should be addressed today?
I feel like bullying should be enforced more, because by reporting it more to like administrators, because bullying nowadays has taken over people's lives. It's gotten to the point to where people are even committing suicide because of bullying. So I feel like taking it to administrators or taking it to the police so that it won't continue happening.
I think that bullying shouldn't be a thing. Everybody needs to be friends, and I just think that it starts with the teachers. So I'm going to be a teacher, so. Yeah.
You're going to be like on the front lines.
Yeah, so I want to.
Good luck.
No, thank you. I want to make sure all my students they feel included and create a bond with each other, and I think it all comes from bullying comes from like when you feel like you're being excluded and stuff like that. So children don't need to go through that.
Looks like there were a variety of opinions on this issue. I'm Ejiofor. Now back to you, Matthew.
Thanks for tuning in today. Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For all of us here at Coug TV, we'll see you next time.